Welcome to a drugstore video. Going through my collection today, I was a little bit miffed. It's like, I used to love drugstore, and it's how I got my start in makeup and where I really found my love for cosmetics. But I still have quite a few drugstore products. So we're gonna go over my favorites and the ones that are currently in my collection. So we're gonna start with base and then we'll move on to other parts of the face. You're gonna find e.l.f. coming up a lot in this video. Some of their products are just bangers. They're hit or miss. Either they're really, really good or they're just absolute trash. This is their Hydro Grip, their take on the Milk Hydro Grip. I do have a mini of the Hydro Grip. I finished a mini and I like this just as much. I don't really think one is better than the other, but this one is a better price point. I think the full size of the redesigned bottle is about $10. And yeah, they've redesigned this. This is from their Mint Melt collection that had like a mint colored eyeshadow palette and some other stuff in it. It didn't do very well. But this primer, unsung hero of that collection. It's fantastic. Where are we going next? Let's go to Wet n Wild, as long as we're talking primers. So this is the Wet n Wild Glass Correct. Yes, my bottle is all wackadoodle, cattywampus, whatever word you want to use. It's also almost empty. I use this almost every time I do my makeup, depending on what I want. If I want a lot of glow, this is the first step. If I want some tack, I have the e.l.f. I also have a couple high-end primers. Something that I have recently started using is On the Floor. Recently, I've started using green color corrector, and I find that it makes a huge difference, especially down my nose and under my eyes. So the darkness that I have is not blue circles. It's actually discoloration from wearing my glasses, which is more like red orange toned. And that's where this comes in. Use a little bit and it just makes my concealer sit a lot happier, and I don't have dark circles around my eyes. My concealer doesn't look weird anymore. And this is relatively affordable because it is drugstore. It's L'Oreal, so it's going to be like the high end of drugstore, like $14, $15. But if you're looking for a good green color corrector at the drugstore, go for this one. The last one I am remiss when it comes to using drugstore powders. Most drugstore powders contain talc, especially as the first ingredient. And I'm not vilifying talc by any stretch of the imagination. Please, but my skin doesn't like it. However, I found this. This was a Teresa is Dead recommendation, and she is a dry boy, just like I am a dry girl. This is the Flower Beauty Jet Set Setting Spray. And when I tell you it is a setting powder in a mister, it is a setting powder in a mist. If you're looking for something that's going to set your face without visibly settling into fine lines, creases, wrinkles, this is your winner right here. This is gorgeous. It really is the weirdest thing you can pick up from the drugstore, but it's fantastic. I'm gonna save lip products for last because I have a few. I want to talk about the one highlighter that I genuinely enjoy at the drugstore. What I have found with drugstore highlighters is they're really Tin Man-like. I don't want to look like I'm in a production of The Wizard of Oz. I do like this lovely, glowy, incandescent skin. And I'm not wearing this today. I'm wearing a different highlighter. But this is the Wet n Wild highlighter in Precious Petals. I depot things. I take them out of their packaging. So this is not how it comes. I depotted it and I put some magnets on it, and I actually decluttered it. This came out of a declutter palette, and it's just because I have so many highlighters. This is the last one I find myself reaching for. That does not mean it's not glorious. It is. Especially if you're somebody who's new to makeup, new to highlighter, and wanting something a little gentle that's going to look more natural on the skin, that's going to blend in easier. This is lovely, and it's about $6 or $8. Speaking of things I have depotted, I had 12 of these and now I'm down to 3. These are from 2 Flower Beauty Lights palettes. So they've expanded the range now. There's 2 more. When I bought the first palette, it was the Jungle Lights. So it had the strawberry red, this purple, a deeper purple, a green, and a couple gold leaning shadows that I just didn't like. Yeah, these shadows are gorgeous. This is from the Desert Lights. I am, of course, going to insert imagery right here so you can see what they look like. These are some of the best palettes at the drugstore. Unfortunately, I think you can only get them through the Flower Beauty website and Ulta. I know that Ulta carries them, but they only carry them online. These are, like, this brown is the brown I never knew I needed. It is red based, and it is one of my favorite shadows to start a look with, or just do an all over smoky brown eye. It works. It works the way I like my shadows to look. And that's the most important thing. This strawberry red and the purple. This purple, I have a hard time wearing sometimes, but I am learning how to fill in the gaps in this color. This strawberry red, however, is one of my favorite eyeshadows. It really is. I started making a list of all my single eyeshadows for a future video. This one was at the top of the list, along with all of my beautiful Cliona and copacetic shadows. These palettes are well worth tracking down, especially if you find one color story that just really hits right. I wanted to give an honorable mention. I am not a fan of Makeup Revolution. You're not gonna see a lot of their products here on my channel. I bought this at TJ Maxx for $4, and I love it. This is from their collaboration with Clueless. And yo, I am a 90s kid. I love Clueless. It is a great movie. It just encapsulates everything about the 90s. I got it and it wasn't broken and it wasn't destroyed. No one had stuck their fingers in there. But these 2 mattes, this is the like mustardy shade that I've been looking for. On me, it comes off peach and it's beautiful. It's a little dingy. It's a dingy little peach, and I love that. And then the brown is very neutral, and both of these shadows are really smooth, and I can use those to start any look. And yeah, I have been tempted to depot this palette and just save these 2, but I like the rest of the palette, and I like the packaging, and I like that it's so small and it's so slim, and it can go anywhere. And it was only $4. If something happens to it, I'm not going to say I won't be upset, but I will be able to move past it. This is the Flower Beauty Chrome Crush Pressed Pigment. These are their answer to the Hourglass Scattered Lights. So this is amber, and it's really beautiful. These are gorgeous, is what I'm getting at. These are a really lovely base, or even just a beautiful one and done shadow. This comes in some funky colors. It comes in silvers, it comes in blues, it comes in greens. There's also one that's white, there's one that's gold, So they've got something for everybody, and they're well worth looking into. Single shadow that you can get at Ulta. This is a commitment. It really is. If you're going to wear this, you're going to have to accept that sparkle and glitter fallout are very much going to happen. These are the Ulta Beauty Lustrous Foil eyeshadows. And I am like kind of scared to tilt this to camera so y'all can see it. But it's very flaky. All you have to do is tap your finger in to get this absolutely amazing foiled, shiny. Now, I would not use this without a glitter glue. And I happen to have one in this video. If you use these under the right conditions, like you're prepared to have glitter on your face. You're going out, you're doing a costume, you just don't mind glitter fallout. These are gorgeous and they're not expensive. This is the shade Rose Gold Leaf, and it literally just feels like crumbled gold leaf stuffed into an eyeshadow pot. So I have 2 eye primers to talk about from the drugstore. Eye primer is a great thing to invest at the drugstore. That being said, I love my MAC paint pot, but I will happily use the Milani in its place. It's just, the MAC is the one I'm using now. I'll probably switch to this later. But the king of all kings at the drugstore, as far as eye primers, is the NYX Glitter Glue. The only glitter adhesive that I've heard is even slightly better is the Too Faced Shadow Insurance. I've never used that product because I've always bought this. It's just so much more economical. I have had it like dry up in the tube and crack. So it can only stick around for so long, but when you need it, you need it. And if you got it, you're in good shape. They're reasonably affordable, but that all depends on your metric of affordable. This is an oldie, but a goodie, and there's a reason for it. There's a reason this has stood the test of time. This is one of the NYX Jumbo eye pencils in the shade Milk, and it is a white pencil. So if you are looking to physically alter the shape of your features, you need white and you need light and dark. So if I really wanted to highlight my inner corner, I could take a little bit of this all the way up through my eye, and I've done this, and it'll just open up this socket because my eyes are kind of closed in. I try to open them up with color and light and the way that the shadows bounce off of it. But if I've really closed my eyes in, I can go over with a layer of this and it just opens everything up. And it blends really beautifully. You also don't have to take it off the pencil. You can just warm it up on the back of your hand and then take a really dense brush and pick it up and then put it where you need it. I would say even if you're starting drag, this is a good thing to invest in. But I'm not a drag queen, so I don't know. All right, these have been my favorite eyeliners at the drugstore for a very long time. I have gone through multiple pencils, and I have one in bronze. I don't know where it is. These are the L'Oreal Pro Last Infallible pencils. So I have them in Ivy. The bronze one is in the Wind. These are smooth and creamy, and they're really pretty colors. They have I think they have 10 or 12 different colors, which for a drugstore range is huge. They have a purple, they have a gray, I believe. They have blacks, they have browns. But that burgundy pencil is so pretty. And they just slide on. They're a little persnickety as far as sharpening goes. So you have to be careful there. Sometimes The tip does break off in the sharpener, and it's just something you got to deal with. For the price, I don't think they can be beat. I wouldn't necessarily call this drugstore priced, but it's available through Target and other drugstore retailers. This is the Well People. This one is the Bio-Base Baked Brightener. They've changed the name of this to the Super Powder. This is a lovely setting powder. If you just want glow, if you're not looking to mattify, this is beautiful. I actually have used this just across my cheeks and then used my mattifying powders in my marionette lines, the center of my forehead, etc. It's got a simpler name. It's now the Super Powder. Hallelujah. Thank you so much, Well People, for doing that. It also comes in white packaging. Mine is old. I've had it a couple years. It's still good, though. 6 lip products in front of me. We're going to talk about Flower Beauty first. So this is their Flower and CBD Chill Out Lip Glaze. I tried to order these from the Flower Beauty website, and I couldn't find them. I did find them on Ulta, and the last I checked, they were still available. So I'm going to talk about them. This is the shade Peace Out, and this is literally just a very thin, coral. And if you have lips that have a lot of pigmentation like I do, this is just a treatment. It's a treatment and a gloss, and it does both very well. It's a really elegant formula for drugstore. It has no smell, which I love. We'll talk about drugstore lipsticks in a moment. But yeah, these are fantastic. I have a couple in backup. I intend to keep having and using these as long as they are available. And that speaks very highly because I have a lot of lip products. Let's talk about Revlon. I know, Revlon, like grandma makeup. But I have to mention their lip glosses. These are, first of all, multiple shades. I want to say 10 to 12 shades. So huge shade range. You can definitely find one that suits you. I have heard that this one, Rosy Future, is a dupe for the Fenty Gloss Bomb in Fenty Glow. I have both of those. I don't know. Formula-wise, no. The Gloss Bomb has this thickness and this glide. These are a little thinner. They're not as tenacious. So they can wear off a little bit faster, but beautiful glosses. I don't think you're going to find a better lip gloss physically in the drugstore. I don't think you can find the flower ones in the drugstore. You have to order them from the drugstore. Next one is an actual lipstick. I don't like drugstore lipsticks. I cannot handle the smell. This one, however, these are the Hydrating Core Lip Shines, and I believe these are still made. These are one of the easiest lippies, both to put on and wear. They do have a fragrance. It's a little fruity, but it's not obnoxious. And that's just over the lippy I was wearing before. Yeah, these are definitely worth your time, worth your money. And the last one, this is the second tube of this that I'm going through. This is a lip scrub. This is the Brown Sugar Lip Scrub from e.l.f. It took me, I'd say at least 2 years to finish a lip scrub that was in a pot, because I've discovered I hate dipping my finger in and rubbing. And that one also had a lot of undertone color, so I'd get red all over my lips. It was the Wet n Wild Watermelon Lip Scrub. So that will do it for this video. I hope y'all enjoyed. I hope some of these recommendations are helpful. I know that a lot of us were going through tough times with the pocketbook, so drugstore is always an option. You can find some real gems. That's kind of patronizing. Don't want to patronize people. All right. I really hope this was helpful. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. I hope you are taking extra good care of yourself so you can take extra good care of each other. And I will see you all in my next one. Bye, friends.